Smart people tend to think more before making decisions. That sounds like a good thing. Until your brain starts thinking about everything, every outcome, every possibility, every mistake, every worst-case scenario. And eventually, your mind becomes so loud that taking action starts feeling impossible. You want to move forward. You want to start. But instead, you sit there replaying conversations, rethinking decisions, analyzing your future, questioning yourself, while your life stays exactly the same. And the frustrating part is, from the outside, people probably think you have everything figured out because you're self-aware, intelligent, capable. But internally, your brain never shuts off. And after a while, thinking stops feeling productive. It starts feeling exhausting. That's the hidden problem with overthinking. Intelligence can help you see more possibilities, but it can also trap you inside them. Lesson 1. Smart people see too much. Most people make decisions quickly, not because they're always right, but because they don't analyze every possible outcome first. Smart people usually do the opposite. Before making one move, their brain starts running simulations. What if this fails? What if I embarrass myself? What if I choose the wrong path? What if there's a better option? And while everyone else is already moving, you're still mentally debating. That's why intelligent people often struggle with something psychologists call analysis paralysis. The more possibilities your brain sees, the harder it becomes to commit to one. Because once you see complexity, simple decisions stop feeling simple, and eventually, your brain becomes more focused on avoiding mistakes than making progress. Lesson 2. Overthinking feels productive. This is where a lot of people get trapped. Because overthinking doesn't feel lazy, it feels responsible. You convince yourself you're preparing, researching, planning, being careful. But sometimes, thinking becomes a way to avoid uncertainty. Because action creates risk. Action means people can judge you. You can fail publicly. You might realize you are not as good as you hoped. So the brain stays where it feels safe, inside thought loops. That's why smart people often spend more time thinking about life than actually living it. And the dangerous part is, the brain rewards this behavior. Every time you analyze something deeply, it feels like progress, even when nothing changes. So people slowly become addicted to preparation. Not because they're lazy, but because certainty feels safer than movement. Lesson 3. Intelligence often creates pressure. A lot of intelligent people secretly struggle with this. People expect more from you. Maybe teachers did. Maybe your family did. Maybe you did. You were told you have potential. You're capable. You're smart enough to succeed. And while that sounds encouraging, it can quietly create pressure. Because now every mistake feels heavier. Every failure feels personal. You're not just failing at a task. You're failing the version of yourself you thought you were supposed to become. That's why overthinkers often struggle with perfectionism. They don't just want progress. They want certainty. They want guarantees. They want to know the effort will work before they begin. But life doesn't work that way. And eventually, the fear of wasting your potential becomes so overwhelming that you stop moving altogether. Lesson 4. The smartest people learn to move anyway. This is the shift most overthinkers eventually have to learn. Thinking is useful. Awareness is useful. Intelligence is useful. But movement matters more. Because clarity usually comes after action, not before it. Most people think they need confidence, certainty, perfect plans before they begin. But in reality, action is what creates confidence. Action creates feedback. Feedback creates clarity. Clarity creates momentum. That's why people who escape overthinking loops usually stop asking, "What's the perfect decision?" and start asking, "What's the next step?" Smaller focus, less pressure, less mental weight. Because overthinking usually happens when the brain tries to solve your entire future at once. And no brain handles that well, not even smart ones. Closing. Being intelligent is not the curse. The curse is when intelligence becomes disconnected from action. Because eventually your mind can become so focused on possibilities that you stop participating in your own life. You keep waiting until you feel ready. You stop doubting yourself. The fear disappears. The perfect plan arrives. But that moment usually never comes. And honestly, some of the smartest people in the world stay stuck for years, not because they lack ability, but because they never learned how to move while uncertainty still exists. So if your brain feels exhausted lately, if you've been trapped in cycles of overthinking, hesitation, perfectionism, mental paralysis, understand this. You do not need to figure out your entire life right now. You just need to stop treating every decision like it determines your entire future. Take the next step, make the next move, learn as you go, because intelligence becomes powerful only when it finally stops hiding behind thought and starts taking action. If this video resonated with you, there's another video on screen right now that'll help you go even deeper. And if you're trying to think clearer, stay consistent, and stop feeling stuck, subscribe to The Clear Choice. Clear mind, clear direction. I'll see you in the next one.